Welcome back. It's New Year's Eve 1941 in the Wirraway versus Heclapar War in the Pacific game. Let's see what the forces of Japan are able to accomplish against their arch enemies, the imperialist forces of the Allied powers. Oh, it's like a British destroyer is wandering the Celebs. Found one of my. This could go badly. What doesn't? Why? Somehow our forces managed to escape in the dark, even though the illumination was excellent. Tenedos is clearly smoking, so she's not operating at full capabilities. Our landing at Umnak. Continuing to unload in central Java. Now have the Division Plus on Java. No sign of the Allies up in the Aleutians. We'll see. Huh. He's got walruses searching. I wonder if those were fragments of walrus units that were from ships damaged early in the campaign. Float planes are doing a pretty good job keeping an eye on my movements in the Dutch East Indies. Oh, Cap is up again 2 days in a row. Oscar 1Bs, 1Cs. Probably is not going to end well for the Dutch. It should be nearly the end of the Dutch fighter strength. Still a reasonable number of them. Hit up to 14 B339Ds. Actually, a better aircraft than the Buffalo sent the RAF, as I understand. It's demons who are high. Gates that were supposed to bomb the Dutch last turn show up late to the party. Sure what the Pete's are doing. Have to check the settings there. I had one Buffalo. Cap. Yeah, should have had long range cap over Singapore. Yes. The Oscars were there. They just didn't show up. Not that it matters very much. Weather's bad. It's been bad all month over Singapore. weather's been so awful over Singapore, it's been hard to suppress any fort building. Our divisions are just about to cross. We should find out in a day or two what the forts are. I'm guessing 3. We hadn't had a lot of success suppressing fort building. Went days and days without being able to fly a mission. They recon, keeping an eye on things in China. Val's flying unescorted off Bataan. The ships were, main task force was over Manila, which I have long range cap over, but the Vals go after some small ships off Bataan. Fortunately, don't run into any fighters. That would have been ugly. Not sure why they made that target selection, but larger ships and cruising, including a light cruiser, sitting 40 miles away. Let's go after the minesweepers, said the Sentai leader. Reinforcements landing. Those 75 millimeter coastal guns worked over a couple of my transports. That's okay. Landing my tank. 5 vehicles destroyed out of 3 tank regiments. That's fine. I need to round up all my light cruisers and have them escort my next task forces because they have enough armor to defeat those 75 millimeter guns. You may recall we're waiting resupply for our tanks before continuing the attack tomorrow. He continues to bombard. Ah, that was actually my bombardment. Samurai, I should have 3 regiments there. I need to check and see why the other 2 did not offload. Hmm. Single special naval landing force might have enough to get the job done. It's a veteran unit. It needs some air support, I suspect. So right now the air support is going to have to wait a bit while we continue work on the Palembang problem. Shorbaha just has very limited units there. Looks like they will have enough to take Surabaha when we're ready. Probably make a single attack. See if we can disrupt. Looks like two of the tank. Well, we'll check once we see. His bombardments. Yeah, not sure if these do any good, but maybe he's trying to do the same thing I am, which is distract. Well, that was pretty quiet. So the Aleutian operation has gone off successfully so far. Okay, let's first check it is in the air. 14 Allied lost, 7 Japan. Looks like more Dutch fighters. Let's just check the numbers here. 8, 3 is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So not far off. Unless I lost 3 Oscars. Sally went down to a buffalo, I guess. Topsy lost. And an Oscar 1B lost. Okay. Lots of buffaloes. Lost 37 Sallies total. In a little less than a month, I'm building 50, so that is sustainable. 24 to air 11 to flat. Well, the losses have been quite modest. Let's check in on. So it looks like the 4th Tank Regiment lost some Type 95s getting landed. It's at least, well, the 2nd, 7th looks essentially to have landed full strength. It's good. We'll lose a couple more transports in this operation. It's providing air cover. Got more reinforcements coming in. These are primarily anti-aircraft guns I want to have that I had available and I want to have on the ground when Palembang falls. Also, they'll be useful if he continues to try to attack my ground units. We'll start attacking with the armor units once their disruption is down, maybe next turn. Start trying to trip some of his strength there. He's got some small reinforcing units coming in. We can probably interdict them, weather dependent. The divisions are fully formed. Looks like they're 2 days out because I'm going to flip into combat. So looks like we'll cross the straits into Singapore on the 3rd of January. So 2 divisions in reserve. 5th Division is leading. Imperial Guards are almost ready to start the crossing into Pegu. Let's check our supply situation. We should be getting supply almost every turn here, given our supply range. 3, 6. Yep, we should be right at uh, supply return. Yes. So we'll go ahead and Fifth Fleet landed, landing supply, cover force retreating. We need to get some naval search here ASAP. We've got some by Glen, but still pretty modest. This whole operation is at some risk. Plan it as well as I should have. Tenedos was trying to interdict here. She's out of her depth, got plenty of combat power. So I'll flip some of these Kates over to naval attack. There's no naval headquarters, but they can still provide some help, and then see if I can hunt Tenedos down with a surface task force. Tanks and infantry going to Makassar. 2 SNLFs will go to Kopang instead. Not really worried about single destroyer because their escort's adequate to deal with that. No sign. I've got good naval search coverage in here. No sign of anything else. We'll load up one of these naval guard units. Start grabbing dot bases just as a distraction here while the main event begins to unfold. Deception unit is on its way, should be sighted, heading towards Johnson, probably 3 days. You might want to slow it down. KB's still 2-8, 2 days out from truck. Yeah, I think the timing, my deceptions are a few days of advance, so where I need it right now, because I've got to get the KB into port, refueled, rearmed before moving south. Let's check and see. Operations are evolving here. Looks like so we've got one of the Naval Guard units loaded. I think I'm going to move the Jalut base force down to Tapatat Cobb, it's UEA. Not sure how to pronounce that string of vowels. EUEA. Tabit EUEA, I guess. Always useful to have a base force on an atoll, a small one in particular, tends to draw a lot of naval gunfire and air attack. So I think I will relocate at base force at the same time, loading up this guard unit to our Baker Island operation. We can just do the math here. Johnson, assuming his patrol aircraft will sight at about 12 to 16 hexes. Our invasion task force is 1, 2, 3, still 4 or 5 days from being sighted, so timing may still work out. I say invasion loosely. Deception Evasion Task Force. Reinforcements ostensibly going to Saipan, but they're really going to Marcus and Wake. Engineers, more infantry, and mortars. First, the pickets need to build up the fishing boat picket line. Anything else exciting? Looks like I'm just getting ready to unload. Army's still unloading, and so is the 4th Independent Mixed Brigade. That'll give us about 350 AV along this axis of advance, about 400 here, buried down in Manila. So 700 plus AV should be enough to force a decision on Manila. We shall see. Got another 100 or so AV en route. Most interesting action next turn should be right here on the Ankang Road. Let's just check. Looks like my recon still isn't showing anything, not reaching out to Chungking, so let me check my recon aircraft and see what's going on there. No other sign of his fighters. Last I saw, which was a few days ago, 2 or 3 squadrons of the AVG were at Chungking. We'll try to pin that down this turn. Well, again, thank you very much for joining me. Should be an exciting next few days in the game as we assault Singapore, try to make significant progress on the Ankang Highway, and continue to try to remove the footings behind the Fortress Palabang strategy. Talk again soon.